A fatal police shooting in Burnsville, Minnesota, has sparked outrage and renewed discussions about police accountability and racial justice in the United States. The shooting, which resulted in the death of a yet-to-be-identified individual, has reignited calls for transparency and accountability in law enforcement practices. Details surrounding the incident remain unclear, but initial reports indicate that the shooting occurred during a confrontation between law enforcement officers and the individual in question. The circumstances leading up to the shooting are under investigation, with authorities facing mounting pressure to provide answers to the public and the victim's family. The shooting in Burnsville has prompted demonstrations and protests in the community, with residents demanding justice for the victim and calling for reforms to address systemic issues within law enforcement. The incident has once again highlighted the fraught relationship between police and communities of color, underscoring the need for meaningful dialogue and action to address racial disparities in policing. In response to the shooting, local officials have pledged to conduct a thorough investigation and hold those responsible for any wrongdoing accountable. However, skepticism remains high among community members, who cite a history of police violence and impunity as reasons for their lack of trust in the investigative process. The shooting in Burnsville comes at a time of heightened scrutiny of law enforcement practices across the country, with calls for police reform and accountability growing louder in the wake of high-profile incidents of police violence. The incident serves as a stark reminder of the urgent need for meaningful reforms to ensure that law enforcement agencies prioritize the safety and well-being of all individuals, regardless of race or background. As the investigation into the shooting unfolds, community leaders, activists, and advocates for police accountability are pushing for concrete actions to address systemic issues within law enforcement and prevent future tragedies. The shooting in Burnsville serves as a tragic reminder of the work that remains to be done to achieve justice and equality in policing and beyond.